I grew up in a Christian family. I went to church my whole life, and the gospel was explained to me at an early age, many times. For the longest time, my life was all about friends, and church was a place to be with friends, where I would anticipate when the service was over so I could hang out with them. During this time, God wasn't the focal point of my life. I might have looked like I forgave people who offended me and apologized to those who I offended, but deep inside, I just did it because that's what I was taught to do. The first youth camp I attended when I was entering 7th grade, I was nervous and excited to play the games. The first session I attended, I was bored and just wanted to go outside. I started to dread every session. At this point, I was just thinking about myself and not what God was about to do in me. At a later session that week, the message was about the gospel and how we stray from it. That addressed some who might be faking the Christian life. That affected me and I was convicted. We ended in worship and I began to weep uncontrollably. There was a call for people who wanted prayer to raise their hand, and my hand immediately shot up in the air. People around me prayed over me, and I realized two things that night. First of all, Jesus didn't just get nailed to the cross for no reason. He died to pay for my sins and wipe me clean so I could stand before God completely forgiven. Secondly, he had been drawing me to himself all along by giving me parents who prayed for me to become a Christian and youth leaders who served and prayed over me. That night, I accepted God's gift of salvation. Since then, while I have enjoyed reading the Bible and spending time alone with God, I have also had some dry seasons. For instance, I always had a lingering question about suffering. I struggled with conflicts and trials and wondered why God gave them to us. One day, I was reading my Bible, and I came upon James 1. As I read verse 2 through 4, which says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of the faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." I realized that there were no trials and no hardships. There would be no way to test my faith in the Lord. If I never had any trials, I could tend to feel like I don't need to develop a richer and deeper relationship with the Lord. While I might feel that I might lose things by going through these trials, or that I might be losing out on fun, as long as I remain strong and follow Him, I'll actually come out wiser, knowing more about the Lord and having a greater love for God. Which is what God promises in verse 12 of James 1, which says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he received the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him." I still have questions, and I can be tempted to doubt, but God has helped me to realize in these moments I need to have faith in Him. Today symbolizes the day I'm marking myself for Christ as a testimony to His grace, mercy, and love. I can't wait for what He has next in my life. Even though I know I'll fail at certain things, I know I will always have Him by my side, and He will be the one to greet me when I pass from this world.